Welcome back to my channel. My name is Justine, and I have been taking a lot of time to grow and to really invest in my mental health. So, I accumulated a few things that I want to talk about today that I think will help you to improve your mental health, possibly. I know trauma works in very mysterious ways, and we all have been trying to find different ways to help get through this adulthood, especially with all that's going on in the world. It's super important for you to really invest your time and energy into things that makes you happy. The things that really helped me to get through my 20s as a whole, because we are at the end of my 20s, so I feel like I have a lot of expertise to share. If you're new here, be sure to like this video, comment what stage you're in right now in terms of your mental process. How are you feeling? It's super important to check in with yourself and figure out how you're feeling, because if you're not able to assess that, nobody else will be able to help you. So it's important to know how you're feeling. So let me know how you're feeling down below. And of course, I would love for you to stay. So subscribe so that way you can see more videos like this. So I want to start off by saying one of the most important things that has helped me to stay grounded and to stay sane throughout my whole 20s is art and creativity. I've been indulging in different ways of connecting with my artistic side, whether it's through makeup, hair, painting, coloring. There's so many different things. I also got into crocheting again a few times throughout my 20s. And uh, I think it's important to be aware of what artistic and creative things that you like. So it may not necessarily be the things that I like, but it may just be music, playlist curating, pottery. The opportunities are endless. So take the time, and whenever time that you have for yourself, to go into Michael's and explore. I think going into an art store really does inspire so many possibilities, so many different creations that hasn't been created by you. And I think we overlook it because, it's too much work, or, you don't have time for that. But we all have time for ourselves. I think we are so used to giving it away to everybody else. And then the guilt of not giving it back to yourself really does, it makes you feel trapped. So I think with art, it allows you to feel free. And it's such a unique, but yet like innocent thing that you can dive into without guilt. So yeah, that's definitely something that's helped me, because I think when I'm in my artistic bag, I'm not really worried about the heaviness of the world or the heaviness of my interactions with others. I'm solely focusing on creating and completing, and maybe not in one sitting, but at some point. Not into creating art per se. I think just getting into a creative space where you're creating a life that you love, and being able to create a life that you desire is also a form of creation. So don't sleep on that one, because that's definitely something that has changed my life and has really brought a lot of joy within my 20s, just creating a different reality. As I've shared in different videos, like I've moved from New York to Houston, and from now Houston to Jersey. So I've been in a creative space all this time, because I'm not allowing just a thought to be a thought. I'm actually bringing it to life. And that is a form of creation. Whether you did something like that where you relocated or you created a child, like whatever it is, just create. It gives you a different perspective, and it also gives you uh something cool to add to your story. When you do spend your time creating and bringing things to life, you have more to talk about. So it just automatically puts you in the cooler category. Just saying. Another thing that has helped me throughout my 20s to heal and to really get to a space of neutrality is always being intentional about the people that I surround myself with. Don't get me wrong, I've had my fair share of people that they had to go. But I really do enjoy the experiences that I have with people. Even the people that are no longer here, I really can embrace, the lessons and the experiences that I've had with them, because they've taught me a little bit about myself. And, you know, even with me choosing these people, I've seen a little bit of myself within them, or I've seen something that I admire. So I think that also has been a lesson, but also has enhanced my experience, because I didn't spend it fully alone, whether it's through dating or friendships or coworkers, different jobs. It's helped me. I think each experience with different people, different groups has grounded me, but also allowed me to self reflect. A part of being self aware is also being able to look back at your experiences and see what you were able to learn from it. And I think, there was a point in time where I was beating myself up because I have a tendency of leaving almost every job that I'm at within at least 6 months. Yes, I'm not proud of that. Now that I look back, the reason why I'm proud of making that conscious decision is because I've been able to get a little bit of different things in a short period of time. I speak to a lot of people and they talk about, their work experience or their life experience, and they're like, oh, I've been at this job for 10 years, but I hate it. I never wanted to be that person where I hate my job and I'm talking to people. I don't know if that makes me a perfectionist, but I feel like everything should feel good. And if it doesn't feel good, you should change. But that's a luxury on its own. That's also a level of awareness and confidence that I know a lot of people don't have. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but yeah, I don't think you should be anywhere that you don't enjoy for a long period of time. So if you're at a job or you're doing something or you're with someone that doesn't bring you joy, happiness, peace, then maybe it's time to pivot. So that's another thing that has helped me to just keep moving forward and to not feel like I have to stay in one place all the time, all the years of my life, because life is all about moving forward, but it's also about being intentional about where you are. You have the ability to choose where you want to be, when you want to be it, how you want to be it, who you want to be there with. Like, that is your power. So don't ever feel like you have to stay in one place just because that's where you've been placed. Like, the world is yours. Listen, I'll be the first to tell you, throughout my 20s, there's been a few times that I did not want to live. I'm just being frank. I think what has kept me alive is music, because music is so influential, it's so powerful, and it's so healing, where I almost live and breathe music. Like, music isn't just, oh, I have Apple Music or I have Spotify. If I could have all of the apps, if I could have all of them, okay, all of the DJs, all of the playlists that aligns with my music interests, I want it all, okay? Kendrick is not alone. I love when people experiment. I love when people are expressive. I love when people are collaborative. Like, that's why I love music. I love the fact that there's no limitation on where it can go. It could be sexy red silly, or it can be super prophetic, like, I don't know. Kendrick. Kendrick. Yes. We're gonna use him as an example because yeah. But I'm still a Drake fan. We're not choosing sides. Like, I don't do the choosing sides thing. I choose the music. I always choose the principle. What brought us here in the first place? Like, I don't do the politics. And that's how I am with life in general. Like, I don't really do the politics. I mostly focus on the core. So yeah, music has gotten me through. Definitely check down below for my recent playlist that I've been curating. And also follow me on SoundCloud. I didn't even know you could follow people on SoundCloud. You literally learn something new every day. So, speaking of things that kept me alive, it's definitely food. I've been loving food so much in my 20s. I've been so experimental. I fell in love with pistachio. So I just want to talk about my pistachio addiction. I love pistachio. I think the first time I had something pistachio flavored was at Van Leeuwen, which is an ice cream spot, super bougie. Okay, it's only in certain areas, but they sell it in some grocery stores. So yeah, they have this really good pistachio ice cream. Chef's kiss. Okay, that shit's so good. Like, that that ice cream actually inspired me to go try other pistachio shit. Like, I done tried pistachio macaroons, mochi, um, muffins. I've tried pistachio cheesecake, like chocolate. Like, yeah, I do want to try the Dubai pistachio chocolate. I haven't tried it yet, but yeah, I love pistachio so much. But like, that intention to actively seek out pistachio flavored stuff is something that kept me alive, because it's a task. It's a task that I gave myself. It's a challenge that I gave myself. And if there's something that you love, like something that you love the taste of, eat that shit. But yeah, like, Pistachio is amazing. I've outgrown shrimp. I will say I used to be a shrimp fanatic in my teenage years, but as I've gotten older, I'm not really a shrimp person. I love salmon. I love lemon pepper. I love cilantro. Like, there are things that I fell in love with that are super specific. Like, I love broccolini. Like, there's just so much food to explore, and you just don't know until you know until you try it. And you're like, fuck. So, yeah, I definitely would recommend trying all the food that you've been curious about or that just makes you feel good. Like, to be honest, I've gained a little weight because I've been enjoying food, but I also haven't been disciplined in my fitness. But I also can be accountable for the fact that I've been enjoying the food. I have. Yep. Especially living in Houston. I done tried Frenchies at this point a few times. Like, yeah, a girl has been eaten and I've been loving it and I have no regrets. Healing is realizing that your intelligence and your uniqueness is what's going to bring clarity, but also is going to bring the right people into your space, and it's going to push the bad people or the people that's not supposed to be here out. It is personal, and you do think you're better than people, not because you're better than people, but because you're wiser, you're more intentional, you know. And once you embrace that you're better, you will surround yourself with other people that are better. You're not better than anybody. You're better than the people that you used to surround yourself with. But there are great people, there are wise people, there are intentional people, there are loving people that will embrace and understand you. You don't have to explain yourself 10 times. So that's also been very healing to me, just realizing that I'm in the wrong rooms, but also realizing that I'm not in alignment with a lot of people. And like I said earlier about surrounding myself with, people that make sense. It's not that I didn't enjoy myself. I did, but I do feel like you enjoy yourself until you don't. And then you don't continue to convince yourself that you're enjoying yourself, even though you stopped enjoying yourself 2 weeks ago. Like, those are the things, those are the things that really has helped me to pivot, to move forward, to heal in my 20s. Last but not least, choosing myself. This is something that was really hard because people will make you feel really bad about doing that. People will guilt you into thinking that you're being selfish. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. I think when you give good energy to people and you choose to, I don't want to say monitor, but limit your energy so that way you can put it back into yourself. Because it's like a free fall. When you have good energy, everybody thinks they could just soak it all up. But once you are able to limit that, monitor that, pat, add some discipline to that, you're going to be seen as someone else. And that is okay. That is a part of the journey, but that's also a part of your lesson, is to let go of this pretentious feeling around connections. Choosing yourself will bring you the right people. It will bring you the right opportunities. It will bring you the right energy. It will bring you the clarity. It will bring you the answers that you need to move forward. And that applies to everything, because you'll be able to figure out what you're supposed to be doing with your life, what you want to eat, who you want to date, who you want to spend time with, where you want to travel to. You will start to think more clear, because choosing yourself also means sitting alone. It means understanding that people's time is not your time. It also means that you are getting comfortable with your own presence and you're understanding your wants and your needs, but also that your strengths and your weaknesses. And that is a tough one. Self acceptance is definitely not easy. It takes a lot of balls. It definitely takes a lot of balls to step into your self acceptance, self realization journey. Like, it is all about you being able to see yourself before you allow other people to see you. Clock it. Okay. I was inspired to do this video because I went back to look at the videos that I've made in my 20s, and it was so interesting to see like how much I've changed, but also so much that I've already knew about myself, but I wasn't sure. And I think your 20s really pushes you to be more sure of yourself, more intentional about your decisions because you start to think, oh, there's consequences to this, baby. Like, I cannot be doing this shit no more. Like, this is actually taking a huge toll on my mental, and there's nobody here to help me but me and God. I can tell you the amount of times I cried in the shower asking God, please, don't want I don't want that to be my norm. And I think once I said that out loud, I stopped. I stopped putting myself in shitty places, experiences, environments that did not serve me because I got to know myself and I realized what did serve me. I think, self acceptance is so important because once you're able to go through that journey and remember, because it's not just doing it one time, it's also remembering, it's also living in that and acknowledging and embracing that, all the lessons that you've learned throughout that. Um, that's what is going to help you heal. And that's what's going to help you to understand this is not for me versus this is definitely my shit. This is definitely for me. Like, I know that for sure. You have less mixed signals, you have less unsureties, you have less insecurities because I'm human. Let's move on. I hope that this video helped. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will definitely see you in the next video. Until then, take care.